This next song is a song that I wrote for my old man for his 80th birthday, and he's a pretty impressive human. He's done some pretty cool stuff in his time. He's an economist, and he's done some cool stuff in that world, which is, you know, not something a lot of us people in the arts find out about. The cool people doing cool things in economics. But he was one of them. Is one of them. Still. So this is a song called The Only Song Ever Written About an Economist. And it's got a real sort of Aussie folk ballad vibe, so I do a bit more of an Aussie twang than I normally do. So, and I do need to apologise in advance. I do really weird singing faces. There's a lot of rolling back, eyes in the head, so it's usually fine on stage. The lights and the shadows cover it up, but there's like 8 cameras on me right now, so you're going to cop eyes full of that. Sorry. This is the only song ever written about an economist. Born in 1938, October 24. In that town you stop for petrol, about an hour from Coffs Harbour. Son to Dave and Clarice, brother to Rod, John and June. There was something special about this kid, and the world would know it soon. His aunt taught him a lesson when he stayed out at her house, by making family of a foreigner whose countrymen had killed her spouse. She taught him about forgiveness and how to move on from the past, and it made quite an impression that would last. Now his brain was kind of brilliant, might be wasted on a farm, so they packed up off to start afresh in a little town called Armadale. And like the boy from Oz, he studied at the local school, and then the Uni of New England, just to gather all the tools. So he could count up all the different kinds of numbers in the world, and analyse the way they dance together. And he saw how they affected all the little boys and girls, and decided he should try and make it better. He decided he should try and make it better. He was called down into Canberra to complete his PhD, where he built a house and married Mum, and later they had me. But before he got around to that, he had a bunch to do. Founded international conferences and a research school or two. He took his Arnie's lesson and applied it to a T, by repairing damage done by war with our neighbours across the sea. In Japan he found a second home and family, friends and fame, 'cause he shed blood, sweat and tears to help them get back in the game. He wrote a bunch of papers on Pacific region trade, got the Order of Australia, and his local name was made. Then back across the seas he was just the second Aussie man to get the Order of the Rising Sun from his mates up in Japan. Because he counted all the different kinds of people in the world, and he analysed the way they dance together, and how decisions that they made affect those little boys and girls. And he did his best to try and make it better. He did his best to try and make it better. his ideas were soared across the world and from pollies on home soil. 'Cause he could see the best way to ensure there's wealth for toil. But it's one thing to advise someone about what they should do, but another to ensure they bloody listen to you too. So he travelled across the seas to London, China and Japan. Even tried to help America, but he's only just one man. And I tell you one thing now for sure, his work is never done. 'Cause the moment he puts out a fire, up flares another trump. So he'll keep counting all the different kinds of places in the world and analyse the way they dance together. And he'll show them how to look after those little boys and girls. And he'll do his best to try and make it better. He'll keep counting all the numbers, people and places in the world. And he'll analyse the way they dance together. And he'll pass on what he knows to all those little boys and girls. Now do their best to try and make it better. He'll do his best to try and make him better. Some call him mad, some call him kind and wise, but he'll keep it up until the day he dies. Until the day he dies, he'll keep it up until